Hello there, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm gonna implement backward propagation for our multi-layer perceptron. And if you have not seen my previous videos, then please I suggest that you should watch all my videos on MLP, because if you do not if you have not watched those videos, then it will be impossible for you to understand what I am gonna do today. And before we start, let me just say this, that I have not uploaded videos regularly for the past month or so, and the reason for that is because I have my exams right now, among other things. So I will try my best to upload regularly from now on. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So for our backward propagation, what we are gonna do is we are gonna implement a function that is backward, and it is going to accept multiple values like our x, y, and also we are gonna take learning rate, and by default I'm gonna set this learning rate as 0.01. Okay, now let's get w1, w2, and w3. And so in the previous videos, as you can see here, what I have done, I have stored everything in this part. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do, is that I'm gonna get all of this from here. So what I'm going to do is self dot model w1, this is w3, w2. It is up to you whether you want to do this part or not, but this is how I have implemented. So it is a better way to implement things basically. Be same with goes with the biases. So b2, b3, and self dot model b1. Now I will just copy this and let me paste it. So this is going to be b3, this is going to be b2. Okay, now we have this part. So what we need is we will also need m, that is going to be number of examples that we will have. So that is going to be x dot shape 0. Okay, now in the previous videos that I have explained the formula that I am gonna use, and I have also explained everything else. Like normally our formula, our what do we say, our formula would be like a of l minus 1 multiplied with a of l minus 1 multiplied with delta of that layer. Okay, and I said that if if this delta is for the last layer, then the delta value will be y hat minus y. So I have explained everything in my previous video, so please go and check that out, otherwise you won't be able to understand these things. Okay, so let me also show you what is our architecture. So first of all, we have 2 input neurons, then we have 4 neurons, then we have 3 neurons, and then we have 2 output neurons. So this is our architecture, and on the basis of this we are gonna work. So first of all, because we are doing back propagation, so first of all I'm gonna work on this layer. Okay, I'm gonna work on this layer. Okay, so let's say this is this is layer 3, this is layer 3, this is layer 2, this is layer 1. Okay, so I'm gonna work on layer 3. So what we will need, first of all we will need the delta. Okay, so delta for the layer 3, what it is going to be, y hat and minus y. And one more thing before this, we also need to do this a1, a2, that is the activation values for the first layer and the second layer, and then the y hat. Okay, which we saved in the self dot activation outputs. So I am getting these values here. Okay, let's make our DW3. DW3, what it is going to be? What it is basically, it is the back propagation for the weights value, that is these are the weights. Okay, so the values that we have here, here, and for this part, this part also. So these are the weights value, and we are getting the derivative for them. Okay, and as we did in the formula, what we are going to use is, and as I said earlier, that this is the last layer. So the formula that we are going to use here is going to be np dot, and it is going to be the activation value for the previous layer, which is this. So that's why I am using A2, then the transform of this and A2, and then it is going to be multiplied with delta 3. So now if you will check the shape, so the shape for A2 is going to be first of all, let's check the shape of the delta. So for the delta, our shape is going to be m times 2. Okay, so this is our shape, this will be our shape. Okay, and for the activation value, our shape is going to be m times 3. Okay, now what we are gonna do is, we are using the transpose of this. So because we are using the transpose of this, this is going to be 3 by m, then it is going to be multiplied with m by 2. So our output will be 3 by 2 shape, which is the required output, because we have 3 neurons here and 2 neurons here, so we needed this output. Okay, so we can conclude that our formula is correct here also, and I have also explained everything in my previous videos. So I am saying is again that please see my previous videos, so that you can have a better understanding. Okay, now we will also work on the bias part. So that bias is going to be nothing but np dot sum delta 3, and this is going to be x's equal to 0. So what I am doing here, as I said earlier, that our delta shape will be something like, let's say 500, we have 500 number of examples and 2. So our delta shape will be something like this. So what I am doing here is, because what we need, the shape of what shape we need is, so the shape that we need is something like this, 1 by 2. Okay, because we have only 2 neurons. So that's why what I am doing here is, we are doing the sum on the axis 0. Axis 0 is rows. So what it is going to do, it is going to add all of the values in the first it is going to add all of the values in the first row in the first column, and it is going to add all of the values in the second column. Okay, so it is going to add them, and then what we are gonna do here is, we are gonna divide it by float m. Why we are dividing it by m? Because we have 500 examples. Okay, or we have m examples, so that's why we are dividing it by that number. I hope that it is clear. Now let's move on to the next part, which is going to be the, wait a second, yeah. So now what we need is, we need to do the back propagation on this part. Okay, so let's do that. So for this, what we are gonna use is delta 2. Okay, and delta 2, delta 3 was like this because it was the last layer, but for delta 2 we have different formula, so you can check that formula in my previous videos. So what I am going to do is, let's say np dot delta 3, which is the delta for the next layer, and it is going to be multiplied with the weight matrix, that is W3, of the next layer. Okay, so the weight matrix of the next layer and the delta of the next layer, we are gonna multiply them, and then it is going to be normally multiplied with what I'm going to multiply it with. Let me just write this first. So 1 minus np dot square, and here I'm gonna pass a2. So what is this? Now let me just explain this. What is this part? Okay, if you have seen my previous videos, then you will see that there I have mentioned that we are gonna use a activation function, and that I represented it like this. So this particular sign is used for the sigmoid function, but here I have used the not sigmoid function but a 10h function as the activation function. You can use any activation function that you want, it does not matter. Okay, and the sign that I used for the the derivative of that activation function was this. Okay, so what is this? This is the activation, the derivative. This is the derivative of the 10h function. You can search it online. That what I am doing here is this is the formula for the derivative of the activation function, that is 10h. Okay, now I am simply multiplying it with our these values because this was the formula that we derived in my previous videos. So now let's move on to the dw2 part, and what I am going to do here is np dot dot, and again we need to multiply the previous layer activation function, previous layer activation values, and the uh, delta for the same layer, that is delta 2. So this is how we are gonna get dw2, and similarly we are gonna get b2. So np dot sum, then delta 2 comma x's equal to 0 slash float m. So this is similarly like this. So I have already explained that, so I am not gonna explain it again. Now now let's move on to the delta 1 part, and delta 1 part is going to be similar like this. Okay, I will explain you the reason. So this is the first layer. Okay, this is the part that we are finding for our back propagation for. So as I have said earlier in my previous videos, that only for the last layer we have different formulas, but other than that every layer has the same formula. So that's why we are using this. Okay, now let me make some changes here. So this is going to be a1, this is going to be delta 2 and w2, because we need delta and weight matrix of the next layer. And now here what we need is we need x dot transpose, because let's suppose in this part what we were doing, we were getting the activation values from the previous layer. Okay, so we were getting the values from this layer. So now we are talking about this part. So what we need is values from this layer, and these are the original values. So that's why I have used directly x. Now this is again going to be delta 1, and this is going to be delta 1. So this is how our back propagation is going to work, and I have already explained all the formulas and the functioning, how it is going to work. So I'm not going to explain it again. Now let's move on to the next part. So what I am doing here is I am just simply applying the formula. So self.model w1 is going to be minus equal to learning rate multiplied with dw1 divided by m. Okay, now again, so self.model b1, it is going to be minus equal to learning rate multiplied with db1. So why I am dividing it by m here? Because I have not divided it here. If you want, you can divide it here, it does not matter. And that's why I am not dividing it here, because we have already divided it here. Okay, and the reason we are dividing it is because we are getting the average values. Because we are finding the back propagation for the 500 examples. Okay, so we are taking an average of that, so that's why we are dividing it. Okay, now we are going to do the same for the second and the third weight matrix. So that is going to be, let me just copy this. Yeah. So this is going to be weight 2, B2, 3 and B3. 2, 2, 3 and 3. So now if we will call this backward formula, you can see that we will get these values again and again, and on the basis of this we will update this value, our original matrices, so that our output will be more accurate. So guys, this is how we have implemented our backward propagation into our program for MLP, and I hope that you understood the concepts, because it was pretty easy if you have already understood my previous videos. So thanks for watching, and in the next video I'm gonna implement the loss function and the one hot vector function. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.